Oi, eu sou o Pedro do Ciência Todo Dia.
E eu sou o Greg, e talvez seja um robô.
E nós fazemos o Sinapse, o podcast com mais conhecimento por minuto do Spotify.
Se você quiser pensar mais sobre os principais mistérios do universo, ou porque existem infinitos maiores que outros infinitos, entre a bordo da Sinapsonave, todas as quintas-feiras.
Greg, eu ainda não superei o fato de que Marte é o único planeta conhecido do universo habitado exclusivamente por robôs.
Você vai superar, Pedro. Toda semana nós vamos trazer novas crises existenciais pro Sinapse, um podcast gratuito e exclusivo no seu Spotify.
Teve uma ideia para um som depois de ouvir essa última música? Assine o Soundtrap, seu estúdio em qualquer lugar. Crie uma batida. Encontre um sample e dê seu toque pessoal. E não esqueça do 808. Não importa se você quer criar seu primeiro som ou se está produzindo o próximo hit, o Soundtrap oferece as ferramentas certas para dar vida à sua música. Assine hoje mesmo e ganhe um mês de teste grátis. Soundtrap, seu estúdio em qualquer lugar.
Somewhere deep inside of me, there's a world only I see, only I see. Oh, I try to face reality, but something is missing, something is missing. When I close my eyes, I get lost.
Bom dia, família querida. Começamos aí amanhã. Sextou com Távora. Bem-vindo ao canal. Vamos dar continuidade aqui do episódio 3 do The Allan Wake. Muita coisa boa. Muita coisa boa aconteceu. Anteriormente vimos que uma mulher, uma senhora, ela está por trás aí de uma manipulação de pessoas, né? Ela controla pessoas como marionete. Então ela começa a fazer um monte de situações na vida do Allan. Então muita coisa boa tá para acontecer nesse terceiro episódio. Então sejam bem-vindos. Venha curtir comigo. Vamos que vamos. Vamos tomar um sustinho de leve hoje. The Allan Wake.
Folks, name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose.
Só
sure.
ajeitar aqui a
Nice girl.
câmera que não tá
Who
legal.
wants to know?
I'm Allan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting. Well, I'll show you her trailer. That Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy. Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and, get this, most of this stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister. The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much so that the place came to be called Diver's Isle. But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down to the island.
A ilha foi engolida por um vulcão. Vamos dar uma explorada aqui. Como é que tá a minha situação de item? Nada por enquanto. Sparking River States.
Come on, mister. I'll take you to Rose's trailer.
Já vai, meu amigo. Já vou até aí. Dando uma explorada. Esse camaradinho aqui, algo me diz que o cara é treta,
It's not
viu?
far.
O nosso amigo Barry. Vamos lá, meu filho. Ih, tá mancando, meu filho. Rapaziada, tudo eu vejo aqui como indícios, viu? Até quando a pessoa manca. Primeira comprovação é que a senhora lá manipula as pessoas. Eu não sei se ela tem algum poder psíquico. E ela pegou a mente da atendente da lanchonete lá, controlou. Interessante que como ela controlava, ela parecia até
Yeah, how
marionete.
about that? It was there in the morning, as if it had fallen from the sky. But it would take a tornado to lift something like that. We're damn lucky it didn't crush any of the trailers.
E aí, meu filho?
It gets better. A local girl, Barbara Jagger, drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier.
Barry é um cara mulherengo.
Sure, Jagger's a
Pode
local
ver
spook store.
um rabo de
The
saia.
scratching hag comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
Yeah, anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
Então, o nome dele é Randolph.
Well, mister, this here's Rose's trailer. You mind me asking what you want with her?
We're just here to talk to her, pal.
A Rose, pessoal, é a garçonete, tá? Lá do início. Que ela, inclusive, já vejo uma garrafa de café ali. E que ela, inclusive, foi manipulada pela senhora do bar. No caso que é da lanchonete. Vamos lá. Eu tô com um certo cagaço.
Welcome to...
Ó.
Oh dear. Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh. Oh yes. Yes. Please, come in.
Hey, this is really good.
Rose,
Yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry. She doesn't have anything.
Yeah.
Ó, ela deu alguma coisa na bebida, ó.
Al, what's... Oh.
Barry! What?
Já tava desconfiando que chegando aí algo bom não ia acontecer.
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
I promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
You must turn the lights on. Turn the light on.
Back to work, boy.
Essa mulher tem cara de que manipula sonhos.
I felt nauseous, hungover. Only anger kept me going.
Porque ele dormiu.
I can't tell reality from dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jacker. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being heavily revised. The edits are getting very aggressive, and each day there's less of me and more of her. I hate it, but I know she's right. She promises me I can save Alice this way. She knows more of this than I do. About the complex incantation I'm attempting. About this place. She's worked with another writer under similar circumstances, Thomas Zane. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I'm getting close. I can feel it.
E aí, família? Eu tenho minha suspeita de que a esposa do nosso amigo Allan não esteja viva.
Rose took a day from me. I had less than 12 hours left to meet the
Não, essa aqui é a
kidnapper.
casa
All I could
da
do was
menina.
get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road.
É, Barry. Te deu uma boa noite, Cinderela. Ah, tadinho. É, filha. O que aconteceu com você?
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner. What can I get you today? Coffee?
I couldn't work up much hate for Rose. Something had used her to get to me and left its mark.
First refill is free. Milk and sugar on the counter there. Would you like to hear today's specials? Thank you. A nice day. Come back soon.
Barry was out of it. He was way too heavy to carry.
You're right. I deserve more money. I'm so handsome.
My gun and flashlight were gone. I'd have to find a way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste.
Vamos de manuscrito, né?
Mr. Randolph liked Rose. That little smile she had. How she was still sweet when life had tried so hard to make her bitter. It wasn't any of his business what she did in her trailer. But those strangers, the writer and his smart-ass sidekick, looked like trouble. And they'd been in there for hours, way past her normal bedtime. He reached for the phone and called the sheriff's station.
Então, Kuro gostava da Rose. Não havia manuscrito no trailer da Rose. Apenas uma armadilha. Sem tempo a perder, o Wake deve agora tentar escapar do acampamento de trailers junto com Barry. Ok. Vai até o carro. Eu lembro que tem um caminho pra cá. Vai pelo cantinho.
I just stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air. Let me tell you, the weather's getting heavy. Nights like this make me especially glad I'm here talking to you and not home in bed. Once the weather takes a turn like this, I can't sleep at all. It's all tangled bed sheets and dark thoughts, punctuated by the occasional plunge into nightmare. Is it just me? Well, perhaps it is. But I hope I can make the night a little bit easier to get through. Caller, you're on KBF FM.
Hey, Pat, it's Walt Snyder.
What's on your mind, Walt?
Well, I am the way you are, but, well, I can't sleep either, you know? I just been staring out the window here, trying to make sense of it all, but, I ain't been drinking either, you know? I just...
Well, you sound like a man with a problem, Walt.
Pegar o cafezinho lá no canto. Agora pela manhã é sempre bom dar uma golada no café, né, pessoal? Dá aquele gás. Eu, particularmente, gosto de explorar tudo antes de ir pro objetivo. O Duff tá lá no canto. Um choro de neném. Eu acho que vou ter que ir direto mesmo, não tem muita surpresa aqui não.
God knows what you've done to that poor girl.
This is Agent Nightingale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest. You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are, Slade!
What are? I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac!
Cara, que cidade estranha, mano.
I hated to leave Barry behind, but there was no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
Escape da polícia, pra já. Ih, tô cercado. É, pessoal. E agora, né? Vamos pra cá. Ali não pode. Pra cá não pode. Pra cá eu posso. Vou aqui por cima, vou aqui pro cantinho. Gente, eu sinto que essa aqui vai ser da pesada, hein? Corre, meu filho, corre. Corre como não se houvesse amanhã. Vai morrer. Mais um manuscrito. Depois eu leio. Tô em fuga no momento. Agora a rapadura tá doce. Opa, temos um ajudante? Será que temos um amigo aí, fantasma? Opa, aí sim. Será que temos um fantasma camarada? Deixa eu dar uma descansada aqui. Pegar um fôlego. Tá vendo, Alan? Falei pra você fazer aquela malhação na academia, hein, velho? Chega a idade, a gente vai chegando na casa dos 40, dá nisso. Caralho. Quer que seja você, fantasminha. Você ganhou minha afeição, mano. O carro de polícia aqui misturado.
This horror was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
Então lá atrás, aqueles fantasmas que tá falando do escritor não era sobre o Allan. Era de um outro. Pelo que eu tô entendendo é isso. Então Allan é um mocinho, não um vilão, né?
You on the ground. Hold it right there. There's nowhere to run. Freeze!
São pássaros, né? Corvos. É, filhote, já era.
This is James. Mulligan, Thornton, come in. Over. Thornton here. James, we got both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything. Why, they were... Hey, Mulligan, what are you doing? Come on. Sit down and give me that. James, Mulligan here. Over. Go ahead, Mulligan. Over. We got Wheeler and Rose here. Wheeler's drunk or hopped up on something. Speaking of which, that Fed had a pretty distinctive whiff of Otis Scotch about him, you know what I mean? Over. I don't have anything on that, Deputy Mulligan. Over. Well, whatever. Anyway, Rose is just being plain weird here.
Olha lá, Rose está muito estranho.
Over. Gotcha. You better get them here quickly. The Fed's gonna want to interview Wheeler. Over. Oh yeah, but looks like they have a lot in common.
I could see the lights of the radio station in the distance.
Eu vou ter que ir pra lá. Daqui eu vim, né? Isso. Não posso. Muito menos aqui, né? Aqui eu caio. Temos uma porta. Cadê minha lanterninha? Tô com saudade da minha lanterna. Mais uma trilha aqui. É por aqui.
I imagined that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine. Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without light. The old generator conked out. I'd have to see if I could fix it and try again.
Consertar equipamento é comigo mesmo, família. Vem pra cá. Pra cá não tem nada. Seguir aqui. Temos uma trilha para baixo. Um portão que bloqueia. Lá é a casa, esse é o gerador. Que tá quebrado. E estou perdido? Eu tenho que ir pra lá, pra estação, né? Aí eu vim pra cá. É bom a gente recapitular, né, família? Pra cá tem o quê? Temos esse local. Pra cá, se a gente vir, a gente pula e morre. Pra cá pelas beiradas. Precipício. Eu quase morri agora. Então, o que eu vou fazer? Eu devo voltar então pra casa. E lá deve ter alguma coisa para consertar o gerador. Essa é a lógica, né? Beleza. Voltemos para casa. Temos que procurar alguma coisa. Eu vou morrer, quer ver? Eu não... Gente, não faz sentido. Será que tem alguma coisa nesses cabos aqui pra consertar? Voltamos pro mesmo lugar. Destrua o portão. Voltando de novo. Era pra ter lido antes. Mas como que eu vou destruir o portão se eu não consigo nem encostar no portão, meu filho? Eu não tenho arma. Muito menos a minha lanterninha que salva. Mas como que eu vou destruir o portão? Se tivesse alguma arma aqui. Na cabana não tem nada. Ai, caramba. Ah, eu vou insistir. Eu vou insistir direto aqui. Aqui temos uns barris, né? Bom, ai, ai, ai. Mas como é que eu vou, gente? Não querer destruir. Ah, vou ter que mirar no... Tá, entendi, gente. Entendi. Entendi. Voltamos pra cá, damos um chute. Ligamos o gerador. Tem que ser jogo rápido. Pá, pá e pá. Corremos pro holofote. Do holofote usamos. E miramos pra cá. E tudo certo. E finalmente cheguei à emissora de rádio. Tava com saudade, lanterninha. Temos até portas.
It took me a moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
Team 1, come in. Over. Team 1, this is Sheriff Breaker. Report. Over. Team 2, come in. I need a report. Over. Come on, guys. Talk to me. Come in, please. Over.
Vou gastar minha granada de luz, né? Já tem pouco.
And here's another call. You're on KBFFM with Pat Maine.
It's Milt Peabody, Pat.
What's on your mind, Milt?
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on over there.
Well, that's just up the road from me, too. What's going on, do you know?
I don't know, but there's a bunch of police cars there, lots of sirens, a helicopter buzzing around, and I think I heard some gunshots.
Gunshots?
Yes, sir, like from a pistol. So can you find out what's going on?
Me toca uma musiquinha numa situação dessa, mano. Um escritor. Começou.
Touched by the dark presence, Rose was lost in a dreamland where everything was drawn in black and gray crayons. The old lady had promised her that all her wishes would come true. She would be Alan Wake's muse. She was smiling so hard it hurt her face. She crushed a bottle full of sleeping pills into the coffee. Deep down inside, she was screaming in terror.
É isso aí, a nossa amiga Rose, uma marionete. Ela tá vindo ali. Ok. Vegetação, família. Puxado, hein? Aqui temos uma granada. Nossa, com um peidinho morro. Jesus.
I hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
Oh, hello, Lorna. What do you have for us?
Well, I just don't see why the cops bother with the trailer park.
What do you mean?
It's a trailer park. Of course you're going to have trouble in a place like that. I mean, what do you expect? The sheriff should be helping us normal citizens instead of wasting resources on those people.
Well...
Let the trash sort themselves out. I'm sorry, but my granddaddy
Pés,
right
pés.
in 1911.
Well,
Não
thank
me
you
ouve.
very much for that
Pra cá.
compassionate viewpoint, Lorna. Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in, folks. I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
Sacanagem.
Come on in, Mr. Wake. Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run now, Dan Brown. You back away from me. Don't hurt.
Whoa. Everyone calm down. Put the
Matou.
gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him. What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
É muito ruim isso, né, cara? A gente pode ir em lugar nenhum. O cara que é escritor, queria passar férias. Vira um pesadelo.
I had fallen off so many cliffs it
Perseguido.
was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine. Nightingale stared through the broken studio window into the dark woods. He turned around, started to walk out, but Maine grabbed his arm. "Young man, you almost shot me. You don't shoot off rounds at people like that. What's the matter with you?" Nightingale shook his arm free, marched out. His cheeks burned with rage and humiliation.
Certo. Temos um trem. Sinalizador. Acho que pra cá vai ter alguma arma, hein? Eu falei. Cadê vocês? Hein? Vem, seus bochinhos. Peidaram na farofa? Chega o depósito de trens. De qual direção vem mesmo? Então tá, vou reto.
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
Dancei. Ai, Calica. Pega, aparece. Corre. Pra cá mesmo. Bora. Isso, olé, corre. cara do meu lado, cheirando meu cangote. Corre, 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 corre. Vou morrer. Aí é rapadura, gente. Sério mesmo. Mas nada é impossível, nada é impossível. Bora, bora. Eu ainda vou só um pouquinho aqui, família. Beleza. Chega depósito de trem. Então o único jeito mesmo é fuga. Aqui vai dar ruim mesmo. Morri. Não. Bugou o controle na hora, gente. Ah, isso tá difícil, tá difícil. Mas não é impossível. Impossível não faz parte do meu vocabulário. Vamos lá. Não sei onde tem que ir. Vem.
The bulldozer's engine roared to life. Mud and rocks flew as it fought for traction. It crashed through the concrete wall and landed heavily in the yard. If it were an animal, it would have shaken its head after the impact, fixed its eyes on me, and charged. Of course, it had no head, nor eyes. Shadows crawled on its form, twisting it into a monster. Then, it came for me.
Porra, eu volto pra cá, cara. Tem um monte daqueles caras de novo. Ah, meu ponto de referência tá ali. Chegue ao depósito de trem. O trem passou para lá. Então vou seguir só a encosta aqui. Virar à esquerda a vida toda. E com isso, 7 munição. Lá vem eles. Aí eu voltei pra cá. Ainda naquele canteiro lá. Do canteiro tem uma trilha. Um café, então tô no caminho. Acho que parece que agora que achei meu percurso. trem. Beleza. Cara, é muito chato, cara, ficar perdido.
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Allan, I'm so afraid. Keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Allan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
Acho que manipulação da
But that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me. The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage before it flew at me again. I could see a railway bridge up ahead and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Cá não tem nada. Sigamos o fluxo. Imagina tu passar por aqui na escuridão.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Tá. Como é que eu vou desviar daquilo?
That was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path. What the hell?
A única alternativa que eu tenho para vencer é... Vou ter que apontar minha lanterna. Mas eu lembro que para derrotar uma magnitude dessa aí, dessa sombra, digamos assim, né? Do fantasma ou do espírito, teria que ser mais intenso a luz, mas eu não tenho como... Será que se eu vier por cima? Isso aqui não tem nada. Vamos ver aqui durante o trajeto. Ó. Ó. Poderia, né?
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Tá. Ali não vai porque cai. Não consegue subir. E tem uma questão de estudo, família. Tem que ter paciência. Questão de eliminar probabilidade. Lá vamos nós de novo. Ali direita não era bom, então vamos diretão.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
E aí, família? Só fazendo a calma. Às vezes a afobação não é o caminho. Vamos ver outro manuscrito aqui. Wait.
I slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on my face. It was all that I had time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me. As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Tá, eu tenho uma lanterna comum e o que eu peguei de alta resistência. Algo me diz que vai vir um monte de espírito que eu vou ter que atirar nesses botijões aqui vermelho. Será? Ó.
We take the facts of our existence for granted, unaware that they are merely a thin veneer of desperate self-delusion, covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a family occasion. Journalist Allan trip to study the local customs of an
Sempre importante prestar atenção nessas histórias aqui.
has been less than successful until tonight.
Well, I'm glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Derleth, we don't want to feel like we're on exhibition, but you have demonstrated the seriousness of your intent.
Oh, I am serious. Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are a man short. It would provide you with an intimate perspective.
Could I really?
Of course, Mr. Derleth.
Well, I guess that's the least I... What would I have to do?
Oh, here. Let me show you with a kiss.
Tô mexendo com essa mulher, aquela senhora.
Oh, Mr. Derleth, you have well pleased Nixie Perka, the dweller in flesh. Your body shall host his 1,000 young, and all shall be glory. Shh, darling, be calm. Shh.
Alvin Derleth learned a harsh lesson. If you go looking for mythology, it may come looking for you. And such quests always bear fruit. In Night Springs.
Aí a mulher deu um beijo no cara, envenenou. Ou ele foi manipulado ou ele morreu. Ah, tem um negócio ali na frente. Mais um manuscrito. Sim, ó, presença escura dó.
For decades, the darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's skin slept fitfully in the dark place that was its home and prison. It was hungry and in pain. It dreamed of its nights of glory when the poet's writing had called it from the depths and given it a brief, terrible taste of power and freedom. The rock stars had stirred it from the deep sleep the poet had sunk it back to in the end. When it sensed the writer on the ferry, it opened its eyes. The darkness surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to light the flare. The darkness roared and cast me away. I fell toward the dark waters of the lake far below.
Morri. Pô, Pô, temos os caras, né? Tem um trator, cara. O diretão. Morrer.
Never been this glad to see the sunrise.
Eu
I had
também.
a couple of hours to get to the coal mine.
Luz do dia, felicidade.
The coal mine wasn't far now. Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw. Little by little, without realizing it, I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true. The current of its narrative had taken me deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the dark presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of insanity.
Vem pra cá. Vamos dar uma explorada, né? Ó. Outro. Virou GTA agora. Esse aqui é menorzinho. Uma ponte ali.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF-FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big shot G-Man, trigger finger. A lesson in manner. Yeah, not necessarily manner.
Ui! Eu acho que eu tenho que pegar a distância, não tem não? Achei que ia morrer. É. Enquanto isso, o carro fugido. Vou pegar o carro de volta lá. Isso aqui não dá mais não. Era o que eu queria fazer, mas... Esse carrinho velho dá? Tá, não.
Welcome back to KBF FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune. Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate.
Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it.
Well, see, to me that's strange because I always pegged you as a hopeless romantic.
You got me there, man. But I think love's where you look.
Carangazinho esse carro, hein? Olha o ronco do motor. Deve ter alguma coisa, hein? Rapaz, o manuscrito tá de zoa.
For Mott, spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Mott hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Mott had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much. I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
de ser lucrativa, ao chegar ao século XX, a exploração foi declinando. Os filões eram riscos, mas difícil acesso e atividade vulcânica na área tornava as galerias especialmente perigosas.
With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah. He's got a sickness in his eyes. You take my word for it. He wants Wake for a reason, and it's not for anything good.
1970 houve uma erupção embaixo de Cauldron Lake, mesmo que pequena. Causou um desabamento e a inundação da maioria dos túneis. 32 mineradores perderam a vida e isso pôs fim à atividade mineradora da zona Bright Falls. Hoje, muitos dos prédios que restaram estão protegidos como legado histórico.
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
E anoiteceu de novo.
Wake!
Where the hell are you?
Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around by
You
you.
want to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello? Ah! I'm gonna kill him.
I had to get to Mirror Peak. It was close. Maybe closer than ever before.
É a primeira vez que eu fico numa carga de lanterna tão alta. 16%. Abriu o alçapão. Vamos ver o que tem dentro. Acho que aconteceu pior ali. Deixa eu dar uma lida no manuscrito.
When Thomas Zane fell for Barbara Jagger, it happened fast. She was young, vibrant, and beautiful, full of life. He had never been a very happy man, and without any seeming effort, she had changed all that. Zane felt good for the first time in his life. Everything she did was another piece of a jigsaw puzzle he hadn't even known he'd been missing. And best of all, she made the words flow, strong and sharp. She was his muse.
Vai cair uma parada aqui.
go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
Pode ver se os pegar tronco. Que pediu pra eles virem. Pediu pra morrer mesmo. Eu vou meter disparada lá, mano. Seja o que Deus quiser. Não tem nada de munição, gente. Não complica, não. Subir? Não confio em ninguém no escuro. Pô, mano.
Some of the Taken retained echoes of their former selves, but these were just the nerve twitches of a dead thing. Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets were enough for the purposes of the Dark Presence. But for anything more elaborate, as with the writer, it was different. It needed his mind.
Mais
And so rather than
marionetes aí
taking
que
him
ele
over
falava.
completely, it merely touched him.
Nossa.
There was no way the flashbang grenades were Standard Power Company equipment. I stared through the bars of the jail cell. Barry stood behind me, swaying on his feet, looking as ill as I felt. Agent Nightingale stood on the other side of the bars with Sheriff Breaker. Nightingale had a stack of manuscript pages in his hand. He seemed unhinged as he gloated. Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here. All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent.
Tem nessa caverna aqui.
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk. The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century. Things were never as simple in real life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight, something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with single-minded determination, never wavering from his goal. Even now, I was angry at myself, angry at Alice, angry at Barry. I was fumbling and I had no plan.
Sempre chora. A travessia Vila Fantasma. O sequestrador não apareceu ao encontro. Ao invés disso, ele quer se encontrar com Wake no posto de observação de Mirror Peak. Wake deve ir até lá. Porra, só preciso de munição, caramba.
I needed a key for the door.
Anything outside of writing is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world.
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
Birds.
Without warning, the headache stabbed at my brain.
Alice? Alice?
I'm losing
Ai,
it.
Alice.
I gotta get out of here.
Acho que você está morto. Aqui eu vou morrer. Hã?
I'm losing it. I gotta get out of here. The hunters were big, thick-set men, confident and at home in the woods. They were feeling good, running on beer, ghost stories, and camaraderie late into the night. It did them no good, as they were taken by the dark presence, sucked deep into a darkness far worse than any ghost story they ever told or heard.